What's up, beautiful people? It's Sinderfam. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be checking this video from Sowell, and it's titled, "Why is this history of slavery hidden in schools?" Interesting. I'm excited to check this one out to hear what Sowell have got to say, because there are so many information regarding slavery that we're not taught and that we're not told, and some portion of it are hidden for a reason. So yeah, I'm excited to check this one out to hear what Sowell have got to say regarding this topic. Let's check it out.
Tom, reparations. We began by talking about disparate impact, the idea that discrimination is so deeply embedded in the American experience that it can take place even in the absence of an intention to discriminate. So this argument, which is that there's some basic flaw or sin that's still with us, comes up in the case for reparations. Longish quotation, but it sets something up. But from Ta-Nehisi Coates in an article in The Atlantic entitled "The Case for Reparations." White supremacy is not merely the work of hot-headed demagogues, but a force so fundamental to America that it is difficult to imagine the country without it. And so we must imagine a new country. Reparations is the price we must pay to see ourselves squarely. The wealth gap merely puts a number on something we feel but cannot say, that American prosperity was ill-gotten and selective in its distribution. What I'm talking about is more than recompense for past injustices. What I'm talking about is a national reckoning that would lead to spiritual renewal, close quote. And Tom Sowell makes what of that?
Well, it tells me that I've made the right decision not to read The Atlantic for decades. Slavery is a very big subject. I have in my home an entire bookcase of books about slavery in various parts of the world and various times of history. And the sad fact is that slavery has been a universal institution for thousands of years, as far back as you can trace human history. And what we're looking at.
Interesting. And this is it. This is what they fail to tell people. I remember when I was growing up, when I was learning history in school, and I was told a different story about history, about slavery, because what we were told was that the white man came to Africa, the villages in Africa, captured our people and took them away, and so took them as slaves away. And that was what we believed. Lots of us believe that. I mean, if you're African and you learned history, let me know what you think about this, because I want to believe that I wasn't the only one that was told that. And I know for sure I wasn't the only one that was told that, because they made us believe that Africans did not participate in slavery. They made us believe that it was the white man that captivated us, that held us in captive, or it was the white man that was involved in slavery or whatnot. Nothing about Africans enslaving Africans, or Africans enslaving whites, or Africans selling their brothers to the white man was told. And lots of people did not even believe that slavery was not as a result of race. People still believe till this day that slavery is as a result of race, that it was a white man thing. And people did not believe that slavery was like a mutual thing. You give me, I buy something from you, and I sell something from you, just like a commodity. So it was something that was practiced back in the day. It was just like a business between two people, or transactional business between two people, and it was a common thing. Not like anybody is going to be justifying slavery or whatnot, but that was what was commonly practiced. But the fact that they don't want to tell, or people who share history don't want to tell the entirety of it, they're just telling or sharing one side of the story, does not even make sense. Honestly, it doesn't. But let me know what you think about this. But yeah, let's go on.
And what we're looking at is if slavery is something that happened to one race of people in one country, when in fact the spread of it was around the world. In 1776, which is when Adam Smith published The Wealth of Nations, as well as when the United States got started, he said that Western Europe is the only place in the world where there is no slavery.
Wow.
And even the Western Europeans had vast numbers of slaves in the Western Hemisphere,
yes,
but not in Western Europe itself. And so if you're going to have reparations for slavery, it's going to be the greatest transfer of wealth back and forth, and between and cross hauling, as they say in the railroads, because the number of whites, for example, who were enslaved in North Africa by the Barbary pirates exceeded the number of Africans enslaved in the United States and in the American colonies before that, put together. I know, but nobody is going to North Africa to ask for reparations because nobody is going to be fool enough to give it to
you. Thank you, sir.
Here we have intellectuals who can imagine a different history from the rest of the world, even though it's so similar to the rest of the world.
And this is it. Nobody talks about other parties or other people who are involved in slavery. I've always said it before, for people who continuously say slavery was a white man thing, slavery was as a result of race, they should learn history, learn the entirety of it, because there is something you are missing and nobody is telling you. People claim or shout reparation and stuff and whatnot. Yeah, we understand you people want some sort of connection and be like, okay, this is what will make you feel good. But let me ask you this question. Do you think reparation is going to erase the history of slavery or the fact that slavery existed? No, it's not. One other thing people should be saying is, why is it that they always blame the white man for something? Whenever it's anything regarding history, it's always the white man's fault. Nobody is talking about blaming the black man, because no, the black man is never at fault. It is not the black man's fault. The black man is never involved. Forgetting that Africans sold their brothers, Africans enslaved their brothers. There is a place in Lagos, Nigeria, that if you eventually take a trip and to visit Nigeria, and you eventually stumble upon Lagos, you visit that place in Badagry. Oh my goodness, when you look at it, mind you, Nigeria, the vast majority of the population in Nigeria are blacks. So now let's go back to it. So when you go to Badagry and you see those images or the place, how it is, they're so gory. You can't even drink water in there or around there. That's to tell you how barbaric that place is. But that is what a black man did to a black man, to their brothers. And there's a place they call the point of no return, where they always keep slaves. So they put them there, and that is where they keep them and wait for the people who are to buy them. That is the white man who are to buy them, and they sell them off to the white man and they collect something, exchange. The white man did not come to captivate them, because I've asked this question, or when I was learning history, that it was the white man that came to raid the villages in Africa. So now, then I was very little, so I was made to believe it. But later, while growing up, when I was even learning history, I asked myself, but no, we had chiefs, we had kings. So how is it possible that the white man would come with the kings and the chiefs and their bodyguards and raid the village and capture their people without the consent of the chiefs or the consent of the kings? Does it even make sense? So, let me get this straight, to understand how people till this day still believe these crazy mindsets. It honestly don't make sense. I've said it before. If people are even talking about reparation, they should look far back and and learn history. Know that actually it was a transaction. There are so many people who also that were enslaved, especially the whites that were enslaved by Africans. Why are those people not even talking about reparations? Let's even go far back to other papas that were involved in slavery, because it seems like it's always the white man that they always blame. White man in America and white man in Britain. Those are the two people majorly that they always blame. Nobody talks about the Middle East, their involvement in slavery, or the Arabs, their involvement in slavery. Nobody talks about them. Or are we going to be talking about the Portuguese? Nobody talks about them. Or do we need to continuously name a few of other people that were also involved? Nobody talks about these people. It's just only the white man. Why is that? And that is what they want to make us believe. But again, I always urge people to learn the entirety of history and learn from Dr. Thomas Sowell, because I've learned a lot from him and I'm still learning. But let me know what you think about this. I'm sure tons of people have interesting things to share. I would really love you to share that. You can share the useful information you think might be really helpful. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and all of that stuff. And until next time, see you in the next video.